Well, it finally happened. After all these years of reviewing Mezco figures, they finally gave me crabs. Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing my 235th Mezco Toyz 112 Collective action figure review, this time being of Crab Louie. Now, taking a look at the front of the box, we get some great artwork of Crab Louie. And if we turn the box around, more incredible and beautiful artwork. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Crab Louie here. This is one I've been anticipating for a very, very long time. I've always just really loved aquatic-like characters. You know, I love when Mezco came out with like Baron Benz, and then they did Captain Nemo and all that kind of stuff. I love these like underwater type characters, or ocean-like characters, you know, nautical characters, whatever you want to call them. When I saw Crab Louie here, I was like, dude, this guy is totally my style. I'm just so excited to check him out, and here he finally is. First of all, the soft goods are so well done. I feel like this is some of the best soft goods that Mezco has given us. He really feels like a fisherman of some type, you know, like he's a head of a boat that, you know, goes crab fishing or shrimp fishing or some type of boat like that. But I love like the overalls here, coveralls, whatever you want to call them, that have like this almost like dirtiness to them. On the pants, that there looks so good, and I love the straps right here. Those look really nice with the little pin right in there, coming to the back with that cross section of with like a leather like material. Looks really good. I love this sweater because it looks like an actual knitted sweater. The texture and the material feels so good, so high quality, man. I really dig that. Even the socks here, coming up from underneath the boots, those are nice, almost like knitted like material that look really good. I love the wet boots. The little wet boots look so dope, man. Definitely something you would see on some type of like shrimping boat or something like that. You can see the soles underneath, how they look all dirty. I love how this turned out. He does have a hook hand, which is pretty dope. I love how like it's a little dented and dinged and a little rusty and dirty. Then you have this wrapping around his forearm there. It looks like he probably lost his hand in some type of accident, and then he just stuck a hook in there, and that's how he replaced his hand. But again, the textures of the hand and the forearm there all look good. The head sculpts are fantastic. Our head sculpt is fantastic. This is a very good head sculpt. I love just seeing all the textures, the little bumps and spikes and things like that. Those eyes look really good. The mouth, all there looks great. I love all the texture detail of this. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off so you can kind of see like the bottom of it. I mean, that looks crazy good, dude. I love that a lot. I'm going to kind of show it for the top too. I love this part as well. If you look closely at the top there, you can see how he has like cracks, and the one of the cracks is like held together by little plates. That's really awesome as well. Then he has a tattoo on his head that says "Mom" with a heart. I'm not sure how he got a tattoo on his shell head or whatever you want to call that. But maybe it's just painted on. I don't know, but it still looks really cool. Very traditional. And the same thing with the forearm there. I love this as well. You can lift the forearm. The sleeve up, and you can kind of see the material or the body that's underneath. It kind of feels like it's just very a human body with just these like crustacean parts showing. But on the forearm itself, you can see he has another tattoo there that has like a skull with a dagger, and I'm assuming was a snake wrapped around it. It's a very traditional tattoo that a lot of seamen, you know, sailors and things like that would get. So I think that looks really rad as well. The colors, the paint apps are so good on this. The sculpting is fantastic. And I also want to note, he's a beefy boy. He is jacked, dude. I wasn't sure how like the buck they were going to use, but he feels like a big, beefy buck, man. When you see him and you feel him in hand, his muscles are huge. He has a big chest here, thick thighs, man. Those thunder thighs are just huge. I mean, he is a big, chonky boy, and I really love that. So moving on to accessories, we are of course going to get the circular base stand with a Crab Louie image on there. And I love how it's like almost like an etched image. I think that's really cool. Kind of the way you would almost see like an old map or a stamp or something like that. I think that's really rad. So I love the style of how they did that. And of course, you're going to get the clear articulated arm. You're going to get different interchangeable hands, pretty much everything you're going to need, different types of gripping hands and closed-fisted hands and things like that. So those are going to be really good. I also love the fact that we do get 2 little pipes. I think that's really rad. Both come with little smoke effects. That's really good. And those are tiny little pieces, man. So I'm glad that they gave us multiple pieces of that, because I can see people losing those very, very easily. You also do get a telescope. I believe this is the same one that we saw with Popeye a very, very long time ago. It does open and close, so I love having that. Of course, it works perfect for this type of character. We also do get a meat hook, which I think is so dope. I love the meat hook. It has a little wrap around the handle and a little blood splatter on the handle and on the actual hook itself, so that's going to be really cool. Probably going to pose him with that. I'm not sure yet. We also do get this meat cleaver, which is a huge meat cleaver. I dig that one as well. The handle looks fantastic, that wood handle, and just that like dry aged blood all over the edge of the blade looks so good. And that's a big chunk, again, big chonky knife there. Then you do get the spear / harpoon, which I think is really cool too. I love like the little wire or string or like rope wrapped around it like that. That's really cool too. I feel like we've seen that before with another character. Remind me if I'm wrong. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like we've seen it before. I could be wrong. But again, I do love the way that looks. And then the final accessory that we're going to get here is going to be his little sailor hat, his little Gilligan hat. And this is just done by a magnet. It just kind of sticks or, you know, magnetizes right there to the top of the head. And it's not going to come off. It looks really cool. So I do love that kind of just off to the side there. I tried getting it over here on this side. This side doesn't seem to be magnetized, so it only really seems to work on the one side. Just something to note. But again, I think it looks really good and just, again, adds to the whole look and design of this character. Okay, now let's run down the articulation here. So the head and the neck are on separate ball pegs. You can kind of roll that around. Does turn left and right, up and down, side to side a little bit. The eyes are on little ball pegs, so you can kind of wiggle those around and pose those around if you want to. Same thing with the antenna. Those are kind of just articulated, kind of swivel all like that. So if you want to have them, you know, kind of off to the side, almost more like a mustache or kind of up like that, I think that's a really cool look too. So whatever you want to do, that's going to work. The shoulders can go all the way up that far. No butterfly joint. We do get rotation at the bicep there. We get, seems to be a double jointed elbow. You see this side seems to bend maybe a little more. Maybe the bulkiness of this wrap and all that kind of just hinders that a little bit. But you can do no rotation on this side. The hook does rotate just like that, but the hand on this side also does rotate and then hinges up and down, so that's really good too. So I actually really be careful with this, because I almost thought it didn't rotate. I almost felt like I was going to broke it trying to spin it, but once I loosened it, it does you know, spin around. I'm not sure if it can come out. I feel like I don't want to do that just in case I don't want to break it, so just be careful. Double ball peg in the midsection going down into the crotch area and went up into the chest. So that rolls around, does turn left and right, pivot side to side, crunches back and forth pretty good. Here's going to be probably my only real complaint about this figure. My hips are so freaking loose on this dude. I've been having a little trouble. I mean, did you see how like wobbly that is? That's not good. So hopefully it's just with my copy and none of yours come out like that. But still, you can kick forward and up that far, back about that much. Van Damme splits, not all that much. Honestly, it's hindered by the fabric. A rotation in the upper thigh. We get double jointed knees where he can almost kick himself in his own butt. Nothing at the boot there. Ankles are on ball pegs. Rotate up and down, and a fairly decent ankle rocker. So overall, I think this guy's really, really good. I love him so much. This is probably one of my favorite characters, you know, original IP characters that Mezco has put out in quite some time. I think he's really rad. And of course, let's not forget, let's put his hat back on there. I love Crab Louie, man. He's a badass figure. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure.
Also for comparison, here he is standing next to the Decapod gang. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to the Mezco 112 Collective Baron Benz and Gomez. So there it is, guys, my review of Crab Louie. And honestly, I think Mezco knocked this one out of the park. I, for the most part, love a lot of their original IP stuff. And for me, someone who loves the more oceanic or nautical-like characters, I think you will absolutely love Crab Louie if you're into those types of things. First of all, the sculpting of the head and those arms and hands are so gorgeous and beautifully detailed. The paint is immaculate. I love them so much. And the things like the posable eyes and antennas are just so fun. But I also love all of his weapons we get here. The meat cleaver, the meat hook, that harpoon, all that stuff is really, really cool. I kind of wish he came with a little more of accessories, but that's me nitpicking. But I also really love the soft goods, man. That knitted sweater is fantastic. The materials feel like very high quality here. The articulation is very good for the most part as well. Again, my only real complaint is going to be the hip articulation. It's a little loose on mine. Again, so hopefully that's not for everyone. Other than that, this guy is badass. I love him so much, and I think you would absolutely love him for your Mezco collections. So don't forget to be excellent to each other, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.